Hello everyone. Welcome. As you can hear, I'm still kind of battling my cold, just as I did yesterday.
Time, so there won't be an intro.
And the day before. And the day before. It's just not getting better. But I hope you are having a great day. Okay, thank you for resubscribing for 4 months. Thank you very much. 4 months of shouting at my gold elo stack and telling them to use sledge instead of fuse to play vertically. Ah, damn, you're fighting the good fight. But I don't envy your position. Not at all. Keep trying, man. I'm sure they'll listen to you eventually. What's up, Distrifo? Hello, Vatchen. Hello, Mochi. Welcome. I like how Twitch is taking their sweet time to send out the notification that I'm streaming. Always taking their sweet time. Fuse isn't that bad? I don't know, man. I think Fuse is pretty terrible. Especially if you compare it to Buck, right, and Sledge. It's really not that great. Like, Fuse is good because you can run breaching charges. Nice. Good vertical play. Good shit, guys. Glad we talked about that. I had the best day of my life yesterday. Life relating to Siege. Important distinction to make. What happened? You finally make it out of copper? Before I listen to the story, let me boot up the game. So yeah, as you can see, like this was it was kind of a freebie for Liquid. I don't really know what happened here.
With Liquid, this
I think Fuse is ridiculously OP. Issue is he isn't functional. That seems like an interesting definition of OP then, right? Like what's your I think you have to kind of elaborate on the statement a bit. Because like it's really only OP if it's like actually good, right? Like if it's not good, it's not OP. Wait, what am I looking at? I will white knight for Fuse. Athenia was in your chat a couple times. He's now in CL. That's nice. Who is it? I'll be honest, I don't know any of these teams. I don't know any of the NA Challenger teams whatsoever. Not even the ones that are currently in. No, haven't watched a single game. Not planning on watching a single game. Like, once I heard about teams making it to Challenger League who aren't even scrimming, I'm like, nope, there's nothing to see here. I'm better off without that. What are we doing today? We are going to watch mibr Liquid, the lower bracket final. Actually kind of interesting, right? Because like here, Liquid, like these two games happened on the same day, right? This was May 23rd. This was May 23rd. And so in a way, like Liquid had to play 2 best-of series in one day, which can be tiring, right? But I think the fact that they won in 2 maps, like 2 very convincing maps, I think here it actually benefited Liquid. The fact that they had to play 2 series in one day. Because like first of all, they were already warmed up, right? But also, that's gotta be a huge confidence boost, right? If you just slap the other team, the other lower bracket finals team, right? Like mibr is by no means a bad team. Made it very far. Further than Liquid, I guess, in the upper bracket at least. They beat Liquid 2-0. And it's gotta be a really big confidence boost for Liquid. To like, just before the game, in the finals to like beat the second best team, I suppose, in such a convincing fashion. I think that probably actually benefited Liquid, the fact that they had to play 2 series in one day. My 2 favorite teams won in relegation match. Also a surprise coming soon.
This whole tournament, it's become.
I'm looking forward to it.
To a stronghold, to a loss yesterday, and we asked them about it, and Silence said, "Well, we were only on 3 hours sleep, so we needed some warming."
When he works, that is. He has a ridiculous amount of utility. He just can't be used reliably due to not being able to use his ability on the majority of sites. I feel like that should be part of the definition of OP, no? Because like, yeah, that's what makes him not OP, right? The fact that you can't use him on a lot of sites.
These teams know each other through and through. The most recent result is in favor of mibr.
Yeah, I think that should factor in. I think that should factor into a well-defined definition of OP. I asked you this in Patreon messages, but you didn't reply. But where are you going to share interesting strats from minor regions now that you don't do YouTube? Probably not at all, to be honest, sadly. You can always check out the Discord. Or on Twitter. Because like I didn't really watch I didn't really watch minor leagues myself, right? Like if I became aware of an interesting strat in a minor league, then it's because someone told me about it. For example, on my Discord, right? So if I've got something interesting to share, I'll probably do it on Twitter.
Rounds out a pretty standard setup of removals here. You'll sometimes see them juggle with the Capitao ban, but that's usually only really against phase.
Yeah, so
when you attack kitchen service on coast, Fuse will be very helpful. It will clear every single piece of utility in sight, guaranteed. Yeah, but like, and look, that's very obvious downsides of Fuse, right? And I think you might be underestimating how the flexibility aspect, right? Like you can only Fuse only makes sense on kitchen. But Sledge and Bug make sense on every single bomb site. And you don't always know it's going to be kitchen. And even if it is kitchen on coastline, it's not essential to play Fuse, right? You can accomplish the same job with the combination of Sledge Ash. So yeah. And I think that certainly, you know, prevents him from being OP.
Now the stakes are high. The teams have played before.
You're gonna have to find a normal job? Yep. I'm working on it. Gonna work at a bank security detail. Gonna brainstorm all the ways to rob a bank and then put in systems to prevent that from happening. And then make a YouTube video about it. To rack in the fat clicks. Fuse is underutilized on constant garage basement attacks. You know the opponents play heavy utility like Melusi, Maestro, Shields. I think that's probably actually Fuse's best side. Consulate Garage. But like even then, right? Like you've got Ash, Sledge, Yana. You can make it possible. You can make do without that. Sup, Grouchy Turtle. Oh. Reaper stream today, we've been blessed. Yep. Also tomorrow too. We're going to watch Invitational Grand Final tomorrow too. Okay, so where are we at in this? So Moringa is playing Ash. Usually he's playing the flank watch role, right? Is Nomad? Nomad is banned, okay. But like this is not something we've seen the first time, right? Feels like quite a few teams are kind of playing Ash flank watch, like Chala for example, sometimes playing Ash flank watch on Clubhouse. Although this is certainly not a flank watch style. He's definitely playing like an entry right now. This is not how you are. This is not how you do it as a flank watch operator. Oh, Hyper. Thank you very much for hosting. 150 viewers. Appreciate it, man. Hope you had a great stream. Thank you. I'm still kind of fighting my cold, but yeah, it is what it is. And we are, hosted at a perfect time. We just started watching the lower bracket grand final, lower bracket final between mibr and Liquid. Just to witness some Liquid domination, some good old Liquid domination. Okay. Oh yeah, he's really, wow. He's not holding back at all. Wait, has he always been doing that? It's like, that seems like the Nesk or Palu job, right? Yeah, Nesk job. Okay, so how does that happen? Is there no... Oh, there's actually a surprising lack of info, right? In mibr's lineup. Maestro, Valkyrie's banned. Because like usually Sledge can't just like walk up into R like that. Look at where Nesk is right now. Alright. So Nesk is already here. But like there's no Bulletproof, there's no Melusi Banshee. There's no Evil Eye or something like that. That is a bit what? Never mind. Site is basement. Sorry. So site is basement, so you don't expect an Evil Eye here or something like that. But still, it still seems a bit weird to allow the attackers to like crouch walk up that far without being aware of it. Do they have a... Okay, so they don't have a guy in reading. That's what I really like. When you're clearing the map on Cafe basement attacks, I really like sending a guy into reading to like cut off white stairs here. Because this would really help out Moringa in this situation. But that was like weirdly, I mean it worked, right? But it was weirdly aggressive from Moringa. Didn't like usually he's not that kind of player. Unless I missed something. But yeah, site is actually basement. I fucked up. Oh wow, both walls reinforced. Usually, wait, does this even make sense? So usually you've got like this open, right? Because like that's what enables you to play in this position. Because you have some influence on a freezer drop. But here, like the attackers don't need to clear this, right? With both walls reinforced? Attackers can just drop into freezer for free, as you just saw. Ibana, probably? Someone just dropped into freezer for free, and there's nothing that Goyo could do about it. It's like honestly, a bit of a weird setup to have both walls reinforced. I feel like they're going to fuck up the new battlefield. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's fun. I like Battlefield. But yeah, it looks like the fact that it's like 128 players and like it seems to be pretty large maps and shit. I don't know. That seems kind of... I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned.
They might have a bit of struggle here, even though there was a beautiful shot from Raps. It was such a take, and it's the situation.
Join G2 as an analyst. No, thank you.
Not even the site itself.
Also, I'm pretty sure G2 doesn't even want an analyst, right? Like they, I mean, they fired their analyst a year ago or something. Seems like they're not the kind of team that that would actually play around analysis. They very much strike me as a team who are like, we're going to do our own thing. I don't give a shit about what the opponents are doing. Which is, I guess, okay. I don't like it, but it wouldn't be the first time we see a team that just doesn't care about analysis and counter-stratting. And and working as an analyst for a team like that, that's just not fun, right? Back-to-back streams? Yeah, imagine that. Wait, isn't it? It's actually back-to-back-to-back streams now.
Magnets are still being deployed, and you have the combination of the Wamai and the Jaeger, which might make it difficult to deal with some of these setups. With some of
I have a new way to determine someone's rank. 80% of the time, what they consider the start of high elo is their current/highest rank. That's some serious cognitive dissonance, or at least there's probably a lot of cognitive dissonance involved in that. But yeah, I think like, you know, like these discussions like about what high elo is are never really fruitful though, right? Like everyone has a different opinion on what high elo is. That Moringa, what the fuck? Yeah, like there's like a bunch of like intelligent ways of defining high elo. Almost to the point where there's just no point in talking about it. I wonder what's up with Moringa, like... I'm pretty sure this didn't happen, I'm pretty sure this didn't happen for the entire tournament. Making sure that they don't lose white, they've had to repopulate it with somebody else, which has made this hold on the top floor much thinner. Okay, so actually, what's the site? let's first find out what the site is, so as to not embarrass myself again. I would bet cocktail? No, reading, right? Because mute is below. Because like that's kind of the thing about cafe, right? Ah, no, it's like these walls are reinforced. Actually, it's probably cocktail. But like, oh no, it's reading. Yeah, the thing is, based on the bathroom setup and like the pixel setup, it's impossible to tell whether it's cocktail or reading. You just play it in the or you can play it in exactly the same way. Which there's actually like a pretty big lesson in this, right? When you think about the optimal way to defend a site, you don't think, like, your first thought is not about the site, right? When you think about good defense strategies, you think about the map first. You think about what part of the map is, you know, the strongest position. What's the easiest part of the map that you can defend? And that's the first step, right? And then the second step is, how can I use this position to make one of the existing sites viable? And that's kind of the thought process how this came to be, right? Like defenders identified that like this pixel bathroom corner setup, that's the strongest position on the map, and that's what the sites are built around. So you play cocktail and you play reading, right? Because for both of these sites, this position is useful, and that's why like the defense strategies are so similar. It's because you want to center your defense around the map, not necessarily the site. Although, of course, the two often coincide. Okay, so Liquid's got top floor control in a 5v4. There's not enough time though. Holy shit! What? Where did the entire round go? So here, it's probably because like there's not enough time. But there's a serious issue about new stairs here, right? Or like basement. Is this guy new stairs or is this guy? No, he's right in front. So there's no one new stairs. But like brown stairs, new stairs, right? That's a serious issue here. But they can probably win it through kills. Yeah, imagine like a brown stairs player here. You'd be kind of screwed. My nose is clogging up again. Shit. There ever a possibility that you could come back to YouTube? I mean, never say never, right? But I'm seriously not planning on it anytime soon. Will you continue streaming once you finish watching SI? Yep. Yep. Make sure the distraction is there so they have no opportunity to try and contest. And just got 4th on Siege GG.
constantly see the run around. You see
Yeah, I think
dug in from the deep side of the
I think the remaining spots are going to be filled with Brazilians, right? It's going to be Pino, Muzi, Nesk, Palu? Oh no, it's probably Pino, Nesk, Muzi, Palu? Probably something like that.
Showing himself on pillars, he was allowed to find himself in that situation, find himself in that position. That means Liquid is now leading 2-0. Now, new sides coming out, it will be mining and dining. And let's see how this one will be playing out as Liquid. Very happy with that round. Maybe even more happy than the first one. And just something on the side.
Get me out of this cold.
Currently playing Buck, and he has incredible stats. You can see him at the right bottom of your screen.
Why do games have this cycle where they fuck up for years, then once in a blue moon they do what fans want, then fuck up again for 5 years, and the cycle continues? I'm still waiting for the good Call of Duty. I'm still waiting for the Call of Duty that breaks the cycle, or confirms the cycle, I guess.
Much of it was Liquid. They suddenly found themselves with 10 seconds. It's a problem that they've been struck by quite a lot there. Everything or nothing in their plant strategy. They will leave themselves 15
What battlefield do you guys prefer? I think my favorite battlefield is Battlefield 3. And then 4, and then Hardline. I actually enjoyed Hardline. And then whatever else came. I don't even know.
Yeah, but yeah, at the same time, when it's Liquid, it only has 15 seconds left.
How far do you think 5 silver players trained by Reaper can go in ranked? I say low plat 2. Kind of interesting, right?
You have 15 extra seconds to go with, but at the same time, they make it work so many times. Yeah. That you're not really worried about it compared
Silver
to
players.
with other teams that will be leaving it into the last 15 seconds.
I mean, can I coach them in terms of mechanics? Because like usually it's like a bit hard to coach, like to teach mechanics, right? It's difficult to teach aim. But if you're a silver player, I could also help you out with mechanics, right? I could make you a better player in terms of gun skill too, not just game sense, strats and shit. But yeah, plat is probably accurate. Plat is probably accurate. Nesk doesn't know the map. Yeah, you can't, that's not, that doesn't work. But the drone is sick, right? But isn't this a... Hello, what? How do you lose? But isn't this the same thing that happened before, where it seems like mibr just doesn't have info here? Like, how can you just walk up? Is there no, like, no Melusi charge, no Evil Eye, bulletproof camera, something? Jaeger, because Jaeger doesn't know shit here. Very important trait then too.
On the escape, Moringa all the way from the roof gets a very necessary return fire if he could have slipped away without suffering.
And Jaeger is also kind of slow again, right? Like Side is mining this time.
Just underneath them here as well, and you're always concerned whether it is that C4 that's waiting.
And I'm not quite sure if Liquid can play an actual execute here.
They're under the pressure. They're pushing me. They've got the holes.
I mean, you would like to get top floor control, right? You would like to like you can basically play it just as you would a reading attack. Take control of the top floor, and then focus on mining. But yeah, Liquid's having some trouble here, getting top floor control in the first place. Let's see some Moringa entry fragging.
Perhaps picks up yet another one. He will be down. He's not allowed to go for 4, but 18 seconds at 3v1. Moringa, you have to make God's work here if you want to make sure that this one goes to Liquid. As the shots are coming in, he will be taken care of by Philippe Books. All the way from pillars, prone, underneath the ankle holes. And mibr, they win their first defensive round.
Fun.
As we are now 3 rounds in and about to go to number 4.
One of the things that
And he just needs again. Oh no.
Setup of the site itself, it's one where you can't hand over the top so quickly or so easily.
That the corrupted replay files gave you the last hit in order to quit YouTube? That's actually part of it, yes. Actually part of it.
The Raps
Like, I was down to give it another shot, right? Like, because, you know, like, my videos, like, the quality of my videos would have improved with working replays, right? And then maybe more people would watch it again. So, I wanted to, like, give it another try. Because, like, I had some nice ideas. Like, there were some... I was planning on making some cool videos with replay mode. But yeah, then I just... Okay, replay mode doesn't work, so... I'm not going to bother anymore.
The setup comes in. We do see the mirror coming out now from Raps. See how that will impact the top floor hold. Quickly pulling up.
Coach our Plat 3-2 ranked stack. I'm sure I could get a Plat ranked stack into Diamond. That seems like something that's achievable.
They haven't been yet. They have gone to any other site, mibr. And they haven't brought a mirror, of course, and now it will be brought here for the top floor.
Palu top 1, Nesk top 2.
They are most likely being put down, as you can
Yeah, Liquid certainly had more accomplishments as a team, right? Compared to NIP in this year. Because, like, sure, Muzi and Pino had good stats, but NIP as a team didn't do anything. Liquid, on the other hand, won something. Won more than nothing. There's a fucking mountain of tissues next to my desk. Holy shit. Hoping it's better for tomorrow, because I don't know. I don't know if I can do 4 maps like that. Question is always how much commitment they are going to put in. Everyone talks the talk, no one walks the walk. Is that regarding the coaching thing? Yeah, definitely. You can only you know, you can of course only help the willing. If you don't want to get help, then there's there's nothing that you can do.
First skill coming in yet again, Moringa. Able to land that in the hands of Team Liquid.
NIP 1-1 major? Okay. That should be... That should be clearer. So NIP didn't do anything for the last 6 months. Or 9 months. Actually, no, it is 1 year, right? Wait, how does... What's the time frame that TGG uses? Because August major has been like a year ago, right? 10 months.
Beautifully picked up. Now Liquid has the opportunity to try and snowball from here on as Nesk is setting himself up right below, opening up these angles, but...
Okay, so this is an east side take. Kind of like those. Idea is, right, you get your Buck or Ashe into reading. You kill this guy. You need to kill this guy. And then what you do, right? Do you have smokes? No. You can probably play it with flashbangs, right? You can either walk up white stairs after getting cocktail control. Or I guess you can just flash in and then rappel into the window. The most important thing here though is to kill this guy. And usually what you want to do is you want to rappel on the windows. Like here you want to have one guy cocktail rappel, one guy heaven rappel. And then while your Buck is opening the floor from below, that forces the cocktail anchor to move. And then as the cocktail player is moving around, you pick him off. Yeah, this is probably the most important part of this attack. You need to have good drones. And I think Liquid has that. You need to have really good drones here, so you can catch these kind of plays. So, like, there's a lot of avenues for defenders to try and retake. Unfortunate. Okay, I really like to. I would have liked to see a proper execute here, but Liquid just wins because of the kills.
One more attack coming in. They start off very strong here on the cafe. Not really like they played it yesterday when they were...
Do you think the old EG roster is the second best team of all time? They did win SI.
seeing from them as they normally beat the other teams.
I think the second best team ever is Empire.
Like it. A very good start in the attack right here. 3 rounds with still 2 to go, which has given
Actually, like maybe okay, I don't know how much of this is due to my bias, but I actually think that Empire is the best team ever during that 6-month span between what is it after Invite 19 until Raleigh Major.
You're actually quite a big fan of Tachanka. You don't think it's...
I don't think it's...
I think during that span, Empire, like that span, Empire was actually better than G2 in the year prior. Then yeah, second best team ever is G2, obviously.
So I'm not sure yet.
And third, I don't even know.
As we move on from now, because the damage, they do Molotovs do more damage. You have more in the magazine.
Because I don't feel like SSG was particularly dominant, right?
Quicker deploy time, everything basically.
While they won in SI.
If you manage to angle them the right way, a good way to deny an entry piece. Now, you could be thinking of prep here, for example. You can basically lock that down for a
Hey, Ruben came here from YouTube because I love your content. Thank you. Thank you. You should offer coaching for money. I could, but I don't want to do that. I'm good.
A little bit more of that safety that we've talked about, where you're sort of keeping players at arm's length and not quite getting caught off.
Let me quickly catch up with chat. Don't worry, I also have some used towels next to my desk, even though I don't have a cold. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate that I'm not alone. Twitch streams delete in 14 days. Will you consider uploading them to an archive or something? Really like to watch your streams, but can't view live every day. So, there's actually a surprising amount of people asking. Because like I always had people asking about uploading VODs to YouTube, but I thought like in the past they were only far and in between. Because I felt like no one would actually watch a Twitch VOD just as a video form. Because like, you know, like the cool thing about Twitch is, I think, interaction, right? The fact that it's live. The fact that you can interact with the stream. You can ask questions. I can hopefully read them. But judging from the amount of questions like that I got in the past few days, maybe I should upload. I feel like it's really not that difficult for me to upload it. Would take me 5 minutes to set up the upload. I'm just surprised by the fact that so many people seem to be interested in watching VODs. NIP greater than Empire? Hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. No way. Make it for subs. Nah, I'm never going to do that. I really dislike the idea of putting content behind a paywall. Like that's why I was hesitant about doing a Patreon in the first place, right? But like, and like on my Patreon, there's nothing you got from being a Patreon member, right? Like, literally nothing you got. You got a shout out at the end of every video, but Patreon members never got any kind of exclusive content. You know, it just seems like seems counterproductive to the principle of the internet, right? To speak in grand terms.
Look at how many people are currently on the side. All 5 of the defenses are on that bottom floor, and that will give free reign to Liquid to start opening up above if they feel like that is going to be necessary.
Third best is Exet on Oregon. Close third, yeah, but definitely. Okay, oh, we get to see some Tachanka. That's nice to see. I like to see Tachanka play. Is it actually good though? Ah, here, I remember this round. So I think the play here is not to have Tachanka here. Like obviously, like the idea is very clear, right? You've got Smoke, you've got Tachanka. This is going to be bakery only, and you just use Smoke and you use Tachanka Fire to waste as much time as possible. But I think this would work much better if Smoke and Tachanka switched positions. I think if Tachanka plays here and then bounces fire like this, it would be much more effective. Because like the thing is, Tachanka is going to have his launcher out some of the time, right? Or like a lot of the time. But that's really not what you want to be. That's really not where you want to be in the situation. Also, you can see how Tachanka is just not that great. Like, you can actually walk through the fire and it's not that, you know, not that big of a deal to just walk through the fire. Also, I think Smoke could have been a bit closer here. Like this is all about the trades, right? And I think the prep player could have played a bit closer to Tachanka here.
You can see Parlu's on the split, potentially ready to try and open the double window, looking towards VIP as the hot pings come around. They're looking at coat check too. The bounce grenade around the corner for Lipo is shepherded into a trickier situation, but until there's
is there a rotation hole between red series? Yes, okay, that's good. So this is going to be important, right? This is going to be a central part of the attack, which is I think why you see a guy outside lobby. Because, you know, as long as Melusi needs to worry about a player here, like every second that she spends worrying about Zofia here is a second she cannot spend checking the angle towards site. Yeah, looks like Liquid got the kill on site here.
That's the hammer that they just slammed on that table there. 4-1. Liquid are absolutely flying into this first map.
Honestly, Nask, that's a dangerous thing to smash your hand on the
Would be super easy, and everyone who subs to you on YouTube would watch it. I don't know about that one. But yeah, it would be easy for me. I watch VODs of streams that I've missed on Twitch anyway. It's like the thing is, I think I've never ever watched a single VOD in my life.
Struggling as we saw to try and break that first angle. Nesk is there. They have all their attention dedicated to a Liquid player, and it's that
Rated R for Reaper. Yeah, that's the kind of exclusive content that I could offer.
For a chance on the SI finals is because of this. It's because of that outstanding.
I just want to highlight Nesk, right? It's a beautiful play that they put up. Just putting up these Molotovs to slow them down so they wouldn't be walking in.
Nyx versus King George, who wins?
Tired of waiting around.
100% Nyx, right?
The Tournament of Champions thing, when he tossed the grenade in behind the mirror, he's like, I'm gonna move in, grabs the SMG, takes him out. And it's like, guys, bar is ours now. Let's continue moving on, and as they did.
If I give money to your Patreon, will you read all my copy pastas? You're too late for that. I already disabled the Patreon. And of course no, because that would be exclusive content. If I exclusively, or if I always read out your copy pastas, goes against the spirit.
And Liquid on their first play days because of what they're able to do. Then we had question marks yesterday because of how things didn't.
I really like Mirage, not just as a roster, but as an org. I liked watching their documentary series. Forgot the name of it, but I liked watching that. Thought that was pretty cool. Northern Lights, right? That's it. Nightclub Nyx dances in King Jordan's corpses. I never you know, managed to figure out if there's actually some truth to Nightclub Nyx. Didn't you watch VODs as a coach? Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I watched a fuck ton of VODs as a coach, but I never watched. No, I never watched VODs of a streamer, of a personality streamer. Like, it seems like at the moment everything's working out for Liquid, right? They win all the fights. All of their nades are heat-seeking and land. Okay, and just like that, their luck runs out. And so here, obviously, Liquid, I suppose, just didn't know the fact that Jaeger was here. But what's really nice in that situation is to repel south side. Also, this is what I was talking about earlier. I really like on this roam clear, right? Because like, side is kitchen, Liquid is clearing top floor. On this roam clear, I really like pushing into reading. And Palu's kind of doing that, right? Effectively, he is inside reading. And I like it precisely because of this angle. This one, right? The fact that you can watch white stairs. Because what happens a lot is that defenders on the top floor like to fall back, right? And then the most common way for them to fall back is through white stairs. And you can kind of cut them off in the middle of it. Okay, I guess Jaeger chose a different option. Wait, did Jaeger jump out of piano and then down towards bakery and then back into the site? That's crazy.
The Russian temperatures bring it to a bit of a freeze. It's down to the Brazilian heat to see if they can make sure that it cooks back up the twin.
Well, I don't know if you want to be here, honestly. Because like, yeah, again, like they reinforced 2 walls here. I think this is a mistake. There should be at least there should be a defender in like Whiskey. Then it's probably fine. But there's no team play, right? There's no refrag here. Like look where the defenders are. So there's one here, one here. That Melusi is all on her own. Okay, they make it work, but you know, like if PSK gets the kill here, which is certainly possible, suddenly all of a sudden it's a 2v2. I think this was a bit weird, honestly, because like you can easily play Whiskey in this situation. Even if you don't have that much information. Yeah, I also feel like this is kind of difficult to play, but yeah, you probably just sit back and don't do anything. But a 2v2 versus Smoke with 30 seconds left. I think it would be more effective to just play a 3v2 though, right? On site with the Smoke left. And then sure, it's not 30 seconds left, it's 45 seconds left. But I don't know. I think that the fact that like crossfires are just really important. I think the fact that you have more crossfires on site with the 3 players on site make up for the fact that you are 15. The attackers have 15 seconds more time. What the fuck happened here? So he gets injured and then just flies back up again. It's rainbow. It's rainbow, everyone.
Well, Luca proved otherwise. Luca said the only thing that you're doing up there, son, is falling.
And that means Liquid now, well, they lost a round, but still have a 2-round lead. And on their attacks, a 4-2 split. Not too uncommon. It's actually very common for them.
Is Nesk the IGL? I think Sexy Cake is the IGL, right? Like, you know, like with every Pro League team, it's most of the time it's not just one player IGLing. Most of the time it's everyone contributing something. But I think Sexy Cake is the main IGL. Walls on YouTube would be handy, so I have something to watch in July, when I have to do my annual repetition course in the military. Oh shit. How long is that? Is that like a proper boot camp number 2? Basic training number 2? Did you hear the birds just now? Those fuckers are loud. I have a solution to not wanting pay-locked siege content, but still want money. Rip your EN OnlyFans. I'm sure you would like that. All of the people that are weirdly interested in my feet would probably also like that. Okay. So yeah, I remember. Was that Liquid doing? Was that Liquid playing Bandit in the TSM game, or was that TSM playing Bandit? It was definitely TSM playing Bandit in their game against Liquid. Oh, he fucked. Ooh, he screwed up. So here the idea, right? If you don't know, if you put Hibana charges at the bottom and at the top, and I'm talking about like the very bottom and the very top, then the entire wall becomes soft. It's similar idea to the Maverick trick, right? Just with Hibana. But he screwed up, and this is going to make things very awkward. Holy shit. This is probably... is this going to fix it? No. Yeah, I don't know what exactly he did wrong, but not good. Oh, I'm a bit surprised about this. Seeing this being reinforced. Like, I think the best way to handle this situation is to leave it soft at the beginning, right? Because like, what's the deal with this? So obviously, against bakery only attacks, it's better to have this wall open, because then you get this potential code angle. However, I can certainly see situations where against full map clears, it's better to have this closed. Because against full map clears, right, especially against freezer drops, you want to maybe play like here or here as a defender. And then it's a bit awkward to have a fat hole in this wall, because like attackers might be on red stairs. But what the solution here is, you leave it soft at the beginning, you have a rotation hole in the beginning, and then once you realize, okay, attackers are going for a full map clear, you just reinforce the second wall off. I think it's important to be flexible with your reinforcements in this situation. Because, you know, like Liquid is losing some percent here, right? Losing some win rate percent by not playing code.
They have to try and drive themselves as hard, heavy, and fast as they can through the openings that they otherwise have. That is not an easy game.
Think your votes are different since they are educational with or without chat interaction? I guess. Maybe I should think about it again. Yeah, like it's like... Okay, I don't know... I definitely like being close here as Bandit. I like this positioning. I don't know if I like the sticking your face into the wall, but as long as the breach is so scuffed, you definitely want to be close. That makes a lot of sense. Also much harder to get naded if you're close, right? Okay, so that's Capitao. Oh! Capitao did something. Also very important. Like I would love to see this, right? But like, this is just never shown on stream. Because like all while this is going on... Actually, you don't see that, right? Yeah, well. Just imagine, like there's a defender in train right now that you can't see. And whenever you are playing a bakery-only attack, you need to have some kind of plan for dealing with the guy that is playing train. Because there will always be a defender in train playing vertical holds. And here, Sledge somehow manages to sneak into Fireplace and kills the train player. And sadly, this kill is like never shown, or like this fight in general is pretty much never shown on stream. Sadly. Here, right? Like here, Nesk would love to be able to go into code and play this long-range angle. But the wall's already reinforced, which is somewhat of a problem right now. Ooh, is this a one-way smoke? But Liquid, like everything, still everything works. The Palu just pushing through the smoke and getting kills. It's a C4 kill. Ah, he gets the diffuser with his C4. Important. So this, right? Is this a one-way smoke? This one? Wait, we're gonna get a better view. This might be an angle where the prep window player can see the feet of smoke here as he's walking through the smoke. Does anyone remember what happened to Never Swim Alone? I know that he was an analyst with Rent Free, right? I don't know what he's doing right now.
He's starting to get the plan down. You see the smoke and Palu just struggling, opening up the wall quickly, tossing in that C4, getting the down, and then following it up with taking down a second.
I would have loved for him to make more videos, but sadly that didn't happen. Here, this is the fight, right? But like, of course, I would know how Sledge got into that position. That's what I'm interested in. Do you play any video games for fun? I play some chess. That counts as a video game. I think nowadays it should count as a video game, right?
It was so tooth and nail, though. If I'm going to talk about how sometimes Liquid...
Like, no one would be surprised if chess was an esport first, right? Before it became a board game. And then I'm playing some League of Legends with my friends. But that's about it at the moment. Recently started playing some Counter-Strike with my friends. Just some casual stuff. Definitely going to try out Battlefield when it comes out. I'm watching at 1:30 AM because I'm from Asia. It would be so good. People don't watch Twitch VODs because Twitch has a garbage VOD viewing experience. That is definitely true. YouTube is much better. Yeah, I'll think about it. Those were your birds? Those weren't mine. Those were wild birds outside the window. People are interested in your feet? Yeah. Are they not interested in your feet? I'm sorry for you. Change your mic now, I'm just have a cold. I think it was Maverick Hole fucked up the Hibana tricking, which needs to remove the very top and very bottom of the centerpiece of the reinforcement. I wanna say I've seen this happen before though. I wanna say I've seen a situation where Maverick like made a small hole, shot the bandit battery, and then the Hibana trick still worked. But I haven't tested it myself. CS, what rank? I literally played the 3 games of CS. Although I have played before. I think like a few years ago I was DMG? I wanna say I was DMG. Hit champ again or else I'ma call you washed. Just feel free to call me washed. It's not even wrong. I won't even bother. Okay, so is there... let's try to find the differences between mibr's reading attack and Liquid's reading attack. So here I feel like at this stage in the round, Liquid already like walked up bar and kind of already cleared cocktail players. mibr seems to be a tad slower. And by a tad I mean a lot. Oh, should be fine now. No, now with this kill. I like this a lot. Oh, double. I like this even more now with the double. And it doesn't work, of course. No, but I think this is like it's a 4v3. You technically don't need to make this play. But I guess I just have a soft spot for these kind of team play retakes. Because like there's no way you expect this as mibr. Like here you kill this guy, right? You kill the White Stairs player. Oh, actually they don't. No, they killed the White Stairs player, right? Oh shit, they didn't even kill the White Stairs player. Well, okay, so mibr does expect this. But I still like the double peek. Sadly, it doesn't work. Because, like, you know, if Palu wins this against Sophia, like, there's a good chance he can win this against Sledge too. It's very important from Lucid, though, to get this kill. Stop, Chipfrog. Still dealing with a cold, but fine otherwise. How are you? With 3 different situations. There's the man above though, as he takes care of the first, pulls himself. You like to be a coach? Or, oh, I think we're, like, scratch out, I think we're missing something. 1v3, easy for Nesk. Starts out really well. Oh no. You can't really play for time, I think. Oh. Shit. And now, this guy isn't even Liquid's best player. This guy isn't even the best player on Liquid. Imagine that. Just too easy.
Because you never know if you lose that mibr suddenly come up because they are a very, team that relies on the
Nesk just had enough.
I cannot believe it.
Even Silence was like, I don't know how he does it. He was on the back there, like, I don't know how he did that.
I jumped up. I was like, what?
He said he had a golden hand earlier when he smacked the desk, but apparently it's much more valuable.
Fucking legend. Yeah. I really hope that I wanna see Nesk win an international title. It would be such a shame for him to go out with only that one Pro League win. Like I don't wanna discredit that Pro League win, right? Because like there are a lot of I think mainly EU and NA fans who are like, Liquid didn't deserve to win, right? Because they were just abusing Lion and shit, and like Lion, Blitz, whatever else was popular, Blackbeard. But no, Liquid certainly deserved that Pro League final win. But it's still just a bit sad, right? For a player of Nesk caliber to only have one international trophy. Kinda sad. And like Nesk doesn't get younger, right? He's got a wife and kids. He's been playing for a long time. I'm a bit afraid of him retiring without winning another real trophy. And no, OGA pit doesn't count. OGA pit doesn't count. Okay, now my voice is really dying. What's up, Jaeger? How are you? Dealing with bad hay fever in the eyes, but other than that, I'm fine. Well, I'm kind of starting to think it's something allergy related for me too. Because it really starts to flare up whenever I come home from going on a run. Still hoping for that Palu and Nesk TSM transfer. Imagine that. I definitely, like, there's going to be like some LATAM transfer, like LATAM international transfer at some point, right? I'm sure there are some orgs who would be interested in picking up, players like LMAO, for example, right? Like, his English is pretty good. There could be an NA team that is interested in picking him up. He seems like a promising rookie. And here, like, this is one of those situations where you see that Liquid is just on a roll, right? Like, Liquid is just so confident. Like, this play is just, it's oozing confidence. You just stay below the hatch, right? Just fuck it. I'm gonna take this fight, I'm gonna win it. Like, here you can just see that everything for Liquid is working right now.
Though he's in a bit of a hot box here on the top of the stairs, tries to take the fight as he drifts past Palu, but Palu's not giving up the cigar shop as of yet.
He won Copa Elite 6. Nice.
There he is, take him, okay. Reduct finds one more for the trouble. The cover, I think that might have been from, no, it was all the way from the...
That's actually why it was such a shame though that we didn't have any tournaments in 2020, right? Because like, if Liquid is the best, like if LATAM is the best region right now, then they probably were the best region sometime in 2020, right? But they couldn't prove it. So I think COVID screwed Liquid out of a few, or more Brazilian teams in general, out of a few international tournaments. You see the same thing again, right? Like Nesk, just everything's just working. I'm gonna peek Skylight because I'm Nesk. And I get kills.
Again, Nesk with a huge play. BSK picks up one. There's two members left of mibr, and they managed to find Nesk, but the diffuser is still dropped, and 20 seconds are on the clock.
Philippox has to go big here, bounces the grenade, but
where's the other defender? I hope, yeah, okay. Very important for Moringa to play this passively, right? Until Castle is in position to help out. I like that play a lot. It was well played by Moringa in the end.
And they are one step closer to that grand final.
Oh, what a map from Liquid that was, and what a map from Nask. The 1v3 clutch then drops down the diffuser right before they want to go for the execute. They force mibr into going for the kill game, which they were
The best player of all time doesn't have an invitational title. Siege is not fair. Yeah, it definitely is not fair. We've learned that a long time ago. Okay, so yeah, that was obviously a very dominant game, right? Felt like everything was working out for Liquid. Do you know why they lost? Is it because they were tired? I don't think so. Like, if anything, this game against mibr like helped Liquid. Gave them a lot of confidence, warmed them up. Because like they played 2 maps, right? And both were 7-2. Like you're not tired after playing 2 maps and winning them convincingly.
That's how rectangles work. Covered and littered in windows and rotation routes. It is a lot of hanging. It is a lot of window play. It is a lot of danger.
There are only few Latam players with good English. Yeah, a bit of a shame. That makes things more difficult. What's your ranking of the best Brazilian players? First Palu, second Muzi, third Nesk, fourth Pino, something like that. I don't really have any Latam hot takes. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
And that gives you that instant intel, and it's hidden because it's a lot of room outside of. You can
very hard because of language barrier, but LMAO could easily do it. Yeah, like his English is pretty good, right? Played a bit of EU FPL during his time in Paris. He could probably do it.
Very much so. And as we are getting in the way, we do not see the line coming out. The operator that was being brought.
I saw Bolo and Pojo play ranked with Nesk and Palu, and it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, imagine queuing into that stack. Imagine queuing up, you're like, let's play some ranked. And then you're playing against Nesk and Palu on NA servers, together with Bolo and Pojo. You're like, okay, I'm losing Elo today.
Or maybe even the yellow door or yellow window, you know? You never know where the jump outs are going to be coming from. Either way, as we are getting in the way,
Kanto said in his tweet longer he would be open to NA offers. Do you think he would do well in NA or get stomped? He probably wouldn't get stomped. But you know, like Kanto hasn't been doing that well in EU, right? So there's no reason to assume he would do well or better in NA.
Well, Nesk is already eyeing some of the prize here as they swan their way through and around the backside, looking for the pressure on the top floor. One of the other things, if we're going to talk about the external, the internal of this map, it floods very well from top to the bottom. The hatches have great synergy. You can hear
okay, site is basement, I wanna say.
set it up properly within about 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh shit, I still can't tell.
Just quick, which means that the attackers have to be quick if they want to set themselves.
Actually, these bombs seem very close by.
A couple of different staircases, sure, that we're seeing them dance around. 3 to be.
No, it's basement, right?
But there's all these hatches.
The same for Cafe, right? On Cafe and Consulate, it's always super difficult to tell whether it's lobby or basement.
Let's start watching and see who.
It's probably basement. Yeah, it's basement. Okay, thank you.
First to dig his way actually just into the core of the site, the middle of the Jenga tower.
But like, isn't like like I don't know. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know if this is actually what's happening here. But it seems like, again, mibr just has no information at all. Like, how are these plays possible? It's like, the same thing, like, there were at least 2 different rounds on Cafe where this happened. Just someone on Liquid just walking in somewhere, and mibr has no idea what's going on. Like, this shouldn't be happening, right? Like, he has to cross, like, a bunch of spots where you can potentially get info on Yana. This shouldn't come as a surprise to to that alibi. I wonder how that's possible. Much logic big. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Now he's looking for the slip away here as they quickly try and just reduct themselves all the way to the side. Just trying to rotate out as fast as he possibly can. While Fouls takes
I don't think you want to rotate down here, honestly. Like, how are you going to win this? You have to retake at some point anyways. With 1 minute 20 left, 5v3, you can't win by just staying on site. You only have one C4. Maestro and Vigil should just go for a flank here. Honestly, everyone should go for a flank. Kate up yellow, Maestro up spiral, Vigil up Visa. Just throw something at the attackers.
It was a very clever play there. I was there waxing lyrical about what you can try and take the take and the top and push.
Nesk just got top 3 on CGG. Muzi top 2, Palu top 1. Makes sense. Pretty much as expected, right? That seems very fair. I don't know, I didn't watch enough LATAM to have an opinion on whether Psycho got screwed, but yeah, okay, like I feel like mibr just played this too passively in the 3v5 in the end. You just can't win like that. It's fine, you just cancel. Yeah, that's the play. Spoken like a true ranked player. Like, imagine queuing up against Palu, Nesk, Bolo, Pojo, and then saying, no, I don't want to play against these great players, I'm just gonna cancel, because my elo is so important. Like, I would have loved to play against pro players. I was just a simple ranked pleb. How do you get an analyst job in a developed esports climate as Siege is right now? You can't just do what you did and send a coach sample analysis anymore? Have you tried though? Have you tried? Because I can guarantee that coaches would read it. Just for curiosity's sake, right? I mean, okay, like assuming it's not 25 pages. But I would definitely read it. If I was a coach for a pro league team and some random guy just sent something in, I'd be interested. I would check it out. Although, of course, yeah, it's true. Like you've got it harder than I had, because you are competing with existing analysts, right? Yeah, the easiest way is probably to be a good player yourself. Step 1, be a good player. Step 2, or if step 1 isn't possible, most important thing is to get your name out there. You have to make some kind of content. You have to make a YouTube video, post something on Reddit, post something on Twitter, tag people. You have to make people aware that you exist, and the best way to do that is through content. Ideally YouTube videos, I think. And then it's almost like your portfolio. Like your YouTube channel is going to be your portfolio. It's going to show that you are a good analyst, that you understand the game, that you are worthy of being picked up by a pro league team. That's how I would go about it.
It's a lot of window watching, it's waiting and shopping and seeing what's in this season. Currently it's Lucid.
Actually, I'm a bit surprised that there aren't more people doing this. Right? So, a lot of LATAM attacks, and especially Liquids, they focus like on CEO, right? Both on garage attacks, but also on piano lobby attacks. This is garage again. And usually, okay, so here actually Liquid has players around admin, but like why now? What? Isn't this a bit late to apply some pressure on admin side? But yeah, like usually you should be able to waste some time. That's that was a pretty awkward fight. No, but usually you should be able to waste a lot of time by playing around yellow in this situation. And I'm honestly a bit surprised to see Liquid go through the hassle of clearing top floor. Like they are they're pretty slow now. Like usually LATAM teams just don't bother with the entire top floor. Usually LATAM teams just take CEO, they take lobby, that's it. They start playing vertically. You're also going to see this attack in EU, I think, in the next season. I would be very surprised if this LATAM way of attacking Consulate Garage is not going to become meta in at least EU. Okay, but that doesn't matter to Liquid. Oh shit, wait, what? Never mind! It does matter to Liquid. Where was that double kill? Wow. That was a sick round.
It came down to the very final moment, and Nitro there saved the round, took out that defuser, they had no opportunity of planting it.
Why don't you play Siege by yourself?
And every single one of them.
Not particularly enjoying Siege on my own. I don't like solo queue.
And we're gonna get many more like this.
Like I like the strats, right? I like the coordination. All of that. I like the team play. All of that just not really possible on solo queue.
As a result, they had to rotate around. They almost made it work. Almost made it work. They got very close right here.
Does the Valk ban affect that? I suppose if that's crucial to the strat, you can run proximity alarms or bulletproof cam or something else. I don't think so, right? Like Valk is also like a super common ban, right? Like, Valk's pretty much perma-banned on Consulate. You should have enough information. Wait, was that? I think that was about that, right? Who did you think was going to win? I thought Liquid was going to win. Like both in this game and also in the grand final. I thought Liquid was better than NIP.
You have to set yourself up for these big plays. You have to respond with the confidence that Liquid, I guess, demands from any opponent that they go against. And it's a confidence that we know that they've had. And when it's been a little bit on the back foot,
a lot of people skip part 1 on Reddit and YouTube though. Yeah, you can't have it all, right?
the same way, but at the same time, this is the first time we're seeing them in this do or die situation. They've otherwise, you know, up until
I will keep that in consideration. I got uni, but might try sometime. Shoot your shot, right? Doesn't hurt to try. I also did university on the side while working as an analyst.
Western side of the building, Sexy K trying to hold some angles, trying to go for some drones. Where Liquid really putting everything they have, it looks like, for now at least, in manpower count onto yellow stairs and potentially the.
Do you want to be a coach or analyst again someday?
Sorry, my bad. Either way, there is no one there. So
I'm not planning on it anytime soon. I don't hate the job, but not actively looking. That's kind of an interesting. That's pretty common for LATAM. This C4. So you are in piano and you throw it through the CEO hatch, through these holes and onto yellow. Right when attackers repel into yellow. That being said, I already hate this defense. Like, look at how far everyone is away from the site. Like, there's no one on this half of the map. Look at this, you're so far away. How can you ever win? Like, sure, like they've got like long range setups, right? But you just repel. Like, you just repel on one of those windows and it's just screwed. It's just, there's just nothing in there anymore. You don't contest yellow. You barely contest CEO. I guess there's some utility in CEO, but that's about it. I hate this. I hate this defense.
Sort of set themselves up. Raps able to get the opener, able to get that first body for mibr this time around.
Is there a bullet hole that I'm not seeing, or what's he looking at?
I think some of the short fallings that they were able to punish them across. It was 4-2. I think the last time mibr opened on their defense.
Like, sure, you can say that, okay, Sledge is like exposed as he's repelling, right? He's exposed to a bunch of angles. But in practice, it's just impossible to prevent this repel. It just doesn't work. You cannot prevent this repel, even though you have long-range angles. Because of course, attackers are always favored here, right? Like, of course, okay, so the play for attackers, right? You can't just repel in, obviously. You have to set up the repel, right? You have someone else on CO repel who takes gunfights. Who just pre-fires, right? Takes a few gunfights against the players that are playing far back. And that alone will always create space for Thermite to repel in. Yeah, that being said here, you need a guy below. And I think you should have a guy below, even in the 4v5. What are your positions? So you play one yellow, one below, one projector, one CO, and one projector. Maybe connector instead. I think this should be your positioning. Yeah, like this repel to prevent the long range angle. Okay, so if you do this, and if you don't have a player below, then you can't plant. Like, you can still play this, you can still go for kills, but you can't plant. And I wanna say that Thermite was aware of that. Maybe you can plant now since there's no C4 left. I hope you dealt with all the info. Okay, got the plant down. And see, like, in the end, it feels like this was kind of the best case scenario for the defenders. You got a C4 kill during the plant. You got a kill early on with the long range angles. But it doesn't help you. Like this is a good position for the attackers. How much info they have. Okay, that was kind of close. I just hate this defense with a passion. A great passion.
There was only 30 seconds left on the clock. There was a yokai drone that jumped up, guided the nitro cell into the hands of the one that was planting the counter diffuser. And there were still players below. I'm not quite sure what happened with the extra nitro that was there on Phillypox. I believe that... Oh, here we're going to see it. Oh, that's actually the one that picked up the kill, I believe. So I'm not sure what happened with the one from Lukit then. Beautiful shots here, just coming through, and somehow PSK opening this up, and then the cover comes in from Palu as well, just to make sure that these kills and this round goes Liquid's way, and they retake the lead.
Reaper will be a Rainbow Six extraction coach as soon as it gets competitive. Am I the only one? Okay, no, I already know that I'm not the only one, but that gameplay, the extraction gameplay, just looked so boring. Like, it's actually an accomplishment, right? It's actually crazy how boring the game is. Or rather, how all of the reveal gameplay made the game seem so boring. Because, like, I'm sure there are, like, exciting moments in the game, but, like, where? In all of the gameplay reveals that I've seen, it's just boring. Like, what? There's barely any zombies. There's, like, and they barely tank any health. Like, they have, like, very low health. Feels like you have, like, if you want to play this game, you probably need to ramp up the difficulty to the highest level. Otherwise, it's just incredibly boring. Also one of the only, like, game reveals thingies, at least that I remember, where the content creators themselves, as they were showcasing the game, were saying that the game itself is boring. Like, that's gotta be an accomplishment. Like Ubisoft gave them the opportunity to record gameplay ahead of time, right? Obviously, with the implicit hope that content creators would promote the game, would praise the game. But well, they ended up not doing that. So I don't think Extraction is going to be a success. Not at all. Yeah, this is definitely a rush, right? Oh, but why? No, not like this. Do it the cool way. Gone 6. Okay, but they're going to use the Gone 6 to shoot. Like, what do you shoot though? Evil Eye? They're going to shoot an Evil Eye with a Gone 6. Okay, they shot the Melusi. But don't think this Melusi is particularly relevant, because you're planting in the corner anyways, but sure. Yeah, definitely nice positioning, right? So like usually, like, what are your concerns here, right? Your concerns is like C4 smoke from bathroom. Ness got that covered. Your second biggest concern is like a player in, or I guess this is your biggest concern, defenders in projector who can play vertical angles on the diffuse here. But Moringa had that under control. And I guess the only thing that's left is like a back spiral player. And here, like, technically Palu has it under control, but like not really. But because it's a rush, right? Because it's a rush, you don't really need to worry about back spiral that much. Like, defenders aren't really here during that time of the round, normally. That was a pretty nice rush. Pretty well played, I think.
Neska's got it, one more for his tally, and he's hopped over to the other side for one more, and one more, and Neska's an ace! All the way from the window, every single kill!
Nesk is getting so many kills. Also against TSM too, right? Actually crazy.
Is so good, so excellent, and so beautiful to watch. Man.
While watching this and seeing Nesk and Palu power off like this, I was worried, in Nesk's case to right I guess, that they're likely to burn out after MIBR. I don't know. I would say that this game was beneficial to Liquid in terms of motivation, confidence, warm up. APAC has some nutty players, but it just never clicks. Yeah, I guess I just don't watch enough APAC to really understand like the deeper macro concerns. Biggest problem with APAC isn't their strats, at least I don't feel. They have some good ideas, but the amount they get punished when stuff goes wrong is what holds them back. Well, that's not exactly it's not exactly very specific, right? Seems very hard to fix. What do you think about Ubi reworking casual maps? I'm unsure as to why they can't rework Favela in a way that makes it competitively viable. You rework Favela because it's unbalanced, but then don't add it to competitive. Doesn't that imply your rework failed to actually balance it? Yeah, I'm not a fan of these casual reworks. I think it's, quite frankly, like you say, it's kinda lazy. Like, if you go through the trouble of reworking a map, just put some effort into it, make it a competitively viable map. Because I'm pretty sure that there's probably a good correlation between fun and competitive viability. I guess House is the only map that kind of breaks with that. But like, casual players like Oregon, right? And like, Oregon is a good map, well balanced. I feel like there's a connection between well balanced and fun. And then of course, obviously, from my perspective as a guy who enjoys Pro League, these reworks are just don't do anything for me, right? So, not a fan of the casual reworks. I would like to see some competitively viable maps.
So those two,
These are the two best players.
these are the best two players in the tournament statistically for KD. And this is
Just hope they don't take any further resources away from Siege to Extraction. I mean, who knows what really happened, right? Like, we don't really know what's going on in Ubisoft internally. I guess it makes sense to move developers from Rainbow to Extraction, because they already know what's going on. Maybe. But I don't know. There's not that much point in talking about things that you can't know, don't know, and will never know.
Just making sure that slowly but steadily these roamers will be cleared out. Hoping to find them as well, as one of them is in theater. Paulo, in the meantime, very deep here in benches as well. And Luki is coming up around the back. Might be trying to go for a bit of a retake, but if Paulo
Okay,
that he might be flanked,
that might be our back to basement.
they have the drone, will be giving away the game, and there comes Paulo, comes in and gets that kill. Luki drops 3 on 5 right now.
Once again, maybe this is again like the same concept, where mibr is just kind of unaware of what's going on, like that Vigil doesn't know he's standing on a drone. Seems to be a problem with information here for defenders. Okay, is this garage only? Garage seems to be open already. It's only 20 seconds left. You want to go for kills here, I think. At least the garage players want to go for kills. You don't want to deal with an echo, right? Okay, I guess you don't need to... Okay, yeah. I like the decision to go for kills, right? Ledge above, someone else pushes down Spiral, someone else walks in garage. To me at SI, C9 looked to maybe not have a strong enough mid-round IGL strats, as they got so many entry kills but failed to perform. Cyclops played far too aggressive, which was part merit going off their gun skill, but it conceded them some rounds / games. Barely watched Giants, so I don't know.
Oh yes, it is very terrifying, especially if Paulo is now starting to pop off as well. What are you gonna do about BR? Are you playing against Paulo?
Yeah, look, I would have to watch more Apex games to have an opinion on anything.
How do you stop that? How do you stop these two players from going? It's explosive.
One of the best takes I've seen so far. I'm going to credit them. It's the Hungarian Arceus caster.
I love Oregon and I'm the most casual player here. Probably not, honestly. Like, just by virtue of watching this stream, you are already not casual anymore. As soon as you open the stream, you lose that distinction.
Two players, a 10-1 and 9-3. It's just unfeasible at this level in this.
Oregon's kind of boring, but a lot of people like Coastline. While Coastline is a shit comp map. I mean, there are some comp players who enjoy Coastline, right? It's not obvious. Not like everyone hates Coastline. And I think Coastline is competitively viable. It's just not the kind of map that I enjoy.
Can you stop it? Can you stop it? Exactly. It's not just how do you, it's can you. Because you really have to dig beyond anything that's come through.
Like there's definitely a difference between competitive viability and enjoyment, at least for me. Coastline is just a different map, right? It's just a map that promotes, or I guess forces you to play a different style. Just more about fighting on Coastline, less about utility, less about strats in general. And that's okay, right? Like, depending on how you like Siege, that's totally fine. I just happen to don't like that. And that is of course not to say that there are no strats on Coastline. No utility on Coastline. No utility play on Coastline. But if you compare like Coastline to Oregon, then There's definitely a very obvious difference between the two of them. Okay, so this is something that I think the same thing happened in the TSM game, I think. Definitely happened in some other Liquid game that I watched recently, where Liquid kind of has problems attacking tellers. And I think a big part of that is because they never clear projector. Look at, let's go back a few seconds. So here, right? They kind of allow defenders to be in projector. They kind of allow defenders to be in long desk, top spiral. I feel like you should clear that as an attacker. Just seems kind of awkward to leave defenders so close to you. Gotta go, was nice hanging. I'll credit you as my guru when I win SI. I'm looking forward to it, man. Good luck.
We can stop them, we can hold them at bay, set up the damn wall and see what structure is left remaining, because you still have a lot to play for. PSK looks...
Okay, so here now there's a serious problem here. Even though this is definitely defender favored, it's not that clear, right? Because mibr doesn't really play around C4s. Like usually what you see NA teams do, right? If they play pulls, they play 3 C4s, and then they play like 5 players side in this situation. And then they just win the round through C4ing the plant in tellers. But that's not usually what's happening in LATAM. There are no C4s left, which kind of makes it a bit awkward for the defenders, because they can't just fall back to the basement. Defenders have to play around tellers now, because there are no C4s. And this allows the attackers to get some gunfights, which end up not mattering. But you get the idea.
It was indeed an mibr. They managed to salvage a round yet again. It's basically a repeat of what we have been talking about throughout the previous matchup. Liquid able to lock off a 4-2 split. Liquid able to put up these huge rounds. But the thing that worries me most, is the fact that
I think Coast is a good map compared to other ranked maps, but I think compared to other comp maps, Coast is bad. Makes sense. I would just like to say Skyscraper. I would just like to see Skyscraper.
That same loud noises every single time they win a round, and of course they are behind. They're a map behind. They're 2 rounds behind. And they're still very motivated. But I've seen them way more loud and heard them way more loud.
When was the last new map for Siege? Outback? Is it actually Outback? Because that was when Mozzie was released. Which was actually ages ago. But you know, you can, like, we've had some reworks, right? Got the border rework in the meantime. And Canal rework in the meantime. It's not like, and like in a way that's just new maps. Okay, not so much for border, but definitely for Skyscraper. Skyscraper is pretty much a new map. Canal too. It's not accurate to say that we didn't have any new maps at all.
So much room to play around with, and so much room to cause trouble, because you can, on this map, you can drop a hatch and pick yourself back up on a different hatch very quickly and suddenly be entirely on the other side of the map.
What does this 9-6 mean next to Mozzie? Okay, it's not here right now, but it's just a bug. Like, I think, in theory, this is supposed to show how many drones Mozzie has captured. Wait, is that connected to destroying a drone? Does that just always happen as soon as a defender destroys a drone? Seems to be, right? I don't know, like, it's UB code, and this has been in the game, I think, ever since Mozzie was released, or ever since they last updated the new UI. And they just haven't bothered fixing it since forever.
Might be struggles for mibr, but it looks like they're not really too worried about Visa yet. Look at already inside of admin, trying to push through, and we'll be opening up that hatch for a bit of flank watch as well. Now the call will come in from Liquid to try and fall back a little bit more. Palu with a pre-placed C4, just waiting for the call of the teammate to pop it now. Instead, we'll just grab a drone.
I never know what to think about these kind of C4s, right? Let's go back a second. So this C4, right? You just kind of randomly, kind of not randomly, throw a C4 up here. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, using a C4 is better than not using a C4, obviously. But I wanna say you're better off with just waiting, right? You know, if you, like, hold on to it, right? There's going to be better opportunities. You can get some info on the plant. You can use it to deny a plant. Or, more practical, I guess. You see this, right? And like your teammates realize, oh, okay, so Hibana has breached this wall. So we know that Hibana is somewhere in copy. And this is when you C4 copy. Not necessarily, like, it's not guaranteed to work, but I think the chances are better than just, like, randomly throwing a C4 like he did. Oh yeah, that's a funny one. So I suppose no one told him about the wall being opened. Oh no. That's definitely kind of sad. Yeah, here very important for mibr. Need to repel on projector.
They've got to obviously see if they can not make those sort of just missteps, but it was, oh, whether it was a lack of communication.
Although I guess now that Jaeger's injured, you don't need to do it anymore. But repelling on projector is usually a good way to deal with that Jaeger. Okay, what's the idea now? Do you just run into projector and plant? You want to have a player below, but I don't think that changes the game plan. Mozzie shouldn't matter too much here. I think you can go for a plant, right? Well, not like this though. Has a C4 still available. The smoke will force him out. And with 10 seconds left, they need to try and get that plan going on. They've gone for the recollect. They're looking to see if they. The defenders are pretty far away from each other, but this should be. Yeah, holding your C4s is good.
And there is the first Liquid defense going their way. That is the Liquid defense going their way. Just casually walking into the site sideways. The C4 pops up.
Can you coach this team?
Let me just get that final kill.
No.
Liquid leading 2-5. Really stepping in up big right now.
Nice to see KS trying to play again though. I think KS was actually a great player. I think very underrated.
Who knows if Philippox is going to be deciding to go for a 6-pick or if it was a misclick.
Outback 9 seasons ago. Holy shit. Hello and happy Sunday. I was on vacation for Grand Final, so I just listened to the audio. Still really cool. True dedication.
Look at those faces whenever they win around. It's so beautiful to see.
When was the last time competitive map pool was changed? Not that recently. Actually, pretty recently. Delay, right? At the summer of last year? Okay, recently, I guess. 1 year ago. Actually, no. It can't have been 1 year ago. You know, we only had 1 season of Chalet, right? So it had to have changed at the beginning of this year?
For the hammer to fight it out, who will be able to take it home for the first ever time in LATAM history. And now, it is the base.
Oh, the new season tomorrow?
It is the garage, it is the kitchen.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because like Pro League is going to start on Tuesday. But usually seasons start on Tuesdays too. Maybe they finally took. Maybe they finally did something for Pro League. Not releasing the new season on the very same day that Pro League starts.
It's not just Easy and Medics. We've got to give a shout out to Red Light and Marciu, who have stepped in. They're all doing things like the overhead cameras that we've been getting and all the catches on the kills. All 4 of them have
Oh no. Arcade actually justifying his existence on a garage attack. You hate to see it on a carriage defense.
So tough to pull. They're playing this game. I see you're
Yeah, because
But like here, I think that's just also kind of sloppy, right? Like you know, like everyone plays Kate. I don't like Kate, but everyone plays Kate here.
what it looks like.
You know what I love is that
You
we
should
have, I
be
believe,
prepared for that.
consistently 4 observers
You should double nade
working
this.
on these games. It's not just easy in medics.
And if you just throw another nade, that's going to catch every Kate trick. Also, you can time it better, right? Look at this. So the timing is actually kind of bad.
I believe still consistently 4 observers
Nade explodes, but he's not even in the animation. Like actually, what you should be doing, you should be taking like 6-9 points of damage here.
currently working on.
You should start the animation while the nade hasn't even exploded yet.
It's not just easy.
Because like timing wise, it's possible to not get Kate tricked.
We've got to give a shout out to Red Light.
You did it correctly, you don't get Kate tricked here.
Things like the overhead cameras that we've been getting and all the catches on the kills. All 4 of them have been outstanding.
Actually, was it an impact? No. Yeah, it was a Kate trick. I was just wondering because I seeing Maestro impact, Vigil impact.
They're playing this game. I see you're very curious.
Yeah, because one of them got actually tricked by the Cade, so they got a grenade in right there. They stopped the electrical and the mibr that was there.
Although I guess you can look to impact trick this.
They managed to get the exothermic on, but the electrical
I actually don't remember any instances of someone impact tricking that though. But that should have happened at some point, right?
They see that the ID has been read into by Liquid, and right now they're going for a bit of a
Okay, so mibr kind of has to change their plan here. Actually, why? You could just try to nade this again. Technically, they didn't need to change their plans here, I think.
He's waiting patiently. He can swing round. There's wraps that finally drop.
But I also don't hate it. Like this this attack that they're playing here, where you only take control of CEO and only take control of piano. It's a pretty fast attack, right? You can easily play that. You can easily decide to play that during the middle of the round. It shouldn't be backbreaking or anything. What's backbreaking here is if Liquid gets a kill. Holy shit. It's terrible, honestly. Really bad for mibr to give Liquid a free kill here.
That's the danger right now, is Nesk is still up there. They've got the hatch open. They've got this momentum that they can swan down and drop on the heads of mibr if they don't try and dig themselves deep into the site sooner rather than later.
And now there's going to be a lot of utility, right? Well, there's going to be a lot of utility here. Still on the board for Liquid. There's no smoke though. The only real plant denial is C4, I guess. But yeah, of course, with that big of a man disadvantage, it's just difficult to prevent defenders from pushing in.
Not just one again, not just one map point, not just one match point. I believe they have a total of 4, if my calculations are correct. All right, Liquid. A very good play, by the way, putting the Vigil inside of the bathroom right there to try the drone, to try to get all these different angles, but you'll see that he's in there, you just don't know where.
I don't understand with this game forever why it's always gotta be some big fucking mystery when the new season comes out. They're building suspense. I'm sure that's what's going on.
Able to at least secure the kill before he was punished himself. Most important thing maybe right there, because that allows you to at least go out on a one-on-one trade. If you try and take the gunfight on the second person,
Don't get why they didn't make Favela better for ranked. Seems like a waste to rework a map only for casual. I mean, there's probably a bunch of casual players out there, right? I don't know about a waste, depending on your objectives. Who's your favorite caster? I actually like all of the casters. I don't think I have a favorite caster.
Want to go to the grand finals more than anything else in mibr. They might be in a very big back foot right now, needing 4 rounds in a row without a mistake to have the opportunity to
You should hydrate. I should.
To find a map number 3. It's a big ask, a very big ask from mibr.
Well, they're trying to make sure that, I guess, we get to the reveal as quick as possible. But as a heads up, Liquid, the time and that's not changing whatever happens.
We all should, yeah, we all should. Thank you for reminding me.
They're hungry to see if they can take the next.
Can you even understand what I'm saying with my voice? Because I feel like at this point I'm just used to it, and I don't even realize my voice getting it's not horse, right? It's hers? Horse? Hers? Herser and herser?
The swing comes in, about to be punished, and is another missed moment by Philippux and mibr.
And here is this just mibr? It's horse, okay. Here mibr just giving up, I guess. Already resigned to their fate, not even joining CEO. Horses. I know it's not horses.
Here and Redux is on a flank hold. Moringa is out there. Needs to be a bit more pressure from either side, from the windows right here. And as Moringa hears the rappel up, he's putting himself up in a very
thank you for your help, I got it. Appreciate it.
That means he has to stay put. He needs to wait for some support, and Nesk is on its way, trying to go through. Make sure that Moringa is allowed to potentially rotate out. He's trying to go
oh, he accidentally created an angle for that sledge. Unfortunate.
Palu and PSK, the last two members alive. It was a valiant attempt to try and rotate out. Unfortunately for him, will not stick.
Okay, so I guess he wasted a lot of time, but
this man advantage, they have a little bit to cling on to. It's just the setup and the final take.
Yeah, I didn't really see where all the other Liquid players died.
Who has only died in rounds that Liquid.
So like usually it's of course like that Moringa play on its own was of course really good. I don't know if something happened at the end though. Oh, can you actually play below here? I'm not entirely sure if you can play below. I guess Thumper doesn't have nade. It doesn't have drones. I think if you have drones here, like both defenders are below, right? Yeah. I think if you have drones here and you can put a drone towards Visa stairs, I think you might be able to go for a plant. Like there's a lot of spots inside tellers. In the Liquid mind, don't worry, Palu is alive. Yep, that's how it usually goes for Liquid, I guess. Or did they lose 3v2 with only one C4 and 1 minute left? This probably. Palu. Don't know where that happened though. Palu just gets 2 kills. That's how you lose. And all of a sudden it's a 1v2, not a 3v2. But here, right, you smoke the floor somewhere and then you plant somewhere on the floor. You have some kind of info and can get off the plant based on the info. You might be able to do it like this. Yeah, this was just a very dominant performance by Liquid all around.
He doesn't know the rotations come through 10 seconds. That'll tick slowly down to Palu.
And like based on this, I was sure that Liquid was going to win. I was sure that Liquid was going to win the grand final. Like they just played really, really well here. From pretty much every perspective, right? Like team play was on point, gunplay was on point. Strats were good. They got a lot of confidence from that win. I don't want to waste your time, so got a nice warm up. Bagel 8K, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Glad NIP won though. They certainly also deserved it. That is for sure. Right. Get me out. Does Liquipedia not have a dark? Is there no dark mode on Liquipedia? I don't see any. That's wasted potential. Maybe you have to log in or something shit like that. Definitely not going to log in though. Definitely not going to make a Liquipedia account. If Liquid hadn't dropped from the upper bracket, they would have won SI, hands down. Maybe. But like they did drop from the upper bracket, right? Because they
so there won't be an intro.
Because they didn't have what it takes to win SI. And look at it from either direction. Optic Boomerang, thank you for 6 months. You got the nice golden badge now. Thank you, man. Palu and Nesk greater than Muzi and Pino, but Psycho Julio Kamikaze greater than Moringa PSK and Sexy Cake. That makes sense. I think that that breaks both teams down very nicely. Like they are similar in that regard, right? Like the Puni. that's the Muzi Pino duo. Puni. Muzi Pino duo, right? Against Palu Nesk duo. How both of these teams kind of operate. Is the stream ending? Yes, it is. It was a pretty short one. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, right? Also kind of disappointing, right? Like from a viewer experience, I guess, from a viewer perspective, like that was quite the boring lower bracket finals. It was just a very one-sided stomp. Okay, so who can I host? Ideally any pros? Any pros streaming? Any people that I know? I don't know any of these people. Brazil is going to win the World Cup. Are you talking football or rainbow? Because yeah, there was a discussion. There was something planned, right? There was a World Cup planned. I guess they just kind of put that on delay. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna host Spoit. Why not? Actually, I don't even know how the guy. Is that how he looks like? It's actually the first time I've seen his face. So yeah, I'm going to host Spoit because why not? Yeah, I will probably watch NIP Liquid tomorrow. But I want to see how my cold is developing, because I don't know if I can do 4 maps like this. It's actually a pain to do just 2. So yeah, thank you very much for hanging out. Appreciate the support. And see you. Goodbye.
No, I don't think so.